Okay, so this morning I just want to talk a little bit more in depth, really, and answer any questions that you guys might have as far as what it looks like to join our team as a coach. So, like I mentioned, I think what really sets our team apart is just how much we really want each other to succeed. Um, we are all about encouraging and really setting you up with tools that will help you to be successful. Because, you know, it can be, I'm just going to put in gallery view so I can see all of you. Okay. It can be a little bit tricky as women to know, especially in network marketing. How do you get started? How do you make this whole thing work? How do you get any traction in your business? And so our goal really from day one is just to walk alongside you and ask you, where do you see this going? Where do you want it to go? And how can we help you get there? So when you join, you'll be placed into a Coach Basics course, which will be with me. And so I will be doing like a live video in there every day to train you in and sharing some other videos from other coaches and how they do things. And so that would start on June 6th, the first Monday of every month we start that, and it would be for 2 weeks. So Monday through Friday, we take a break on the weekend, and Monday through Friday. And really just kind of giving you, just the basics that you need to know, like how do you sign into your website? How do you set up your website? Social media how-tos. One of my biggest passions is helping you to grow on social media. So tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. We have coaches who started a few months ago at 0, and now they have, thousands of followers just because they, there's Margaret. Just because they have implemented the things that that we've been teaching. And so now they get the majority of their clients from Instagram or Facebook. So that's kind of the goal. In the beginning, you might reach out to, your friends and family might see some of your posts and they'll be like, yes, I want to work with her. Well, then our goal is really to build your social media following so that then you have something else to fall back on, so that you're not like 3 months later, like, okay, now where do I go? So that you really are building constantly a bigger network. We always say, like, our goal is not to annoy our friends and family. We're not going to be the people who are, at family gatherings, like trying to pressure people into anything. We really want it to be something where people are just attracted to it. So they see what you're doing. They see you getting results. They see how excited you are and your heart for them, and they want to work with you. So our goal is really this attraction marketing piece. So we're going to teach you all that in the Coach Basics course. And it's super fun because you're with a group of coaches who are starting around the same time as you. So we really just put you in like a little cohort together so that you can ask questions and bounce ideas off of each other. Again, we just want you to feel really encouraged. When I started out as a coach, I did not have any of that. I was like learning everything by myself, and it was a little overwhelming. And had I not really, gone after it, it might have been enough to make me not want to do it. And so I never want anyone to feel like they don't have the tools to really go after it. I will do all I can to help you succeed. I always say this all the time, like, if I'm the only one succeeding, like, that is no fun. I want everyone to succeed. And it's hard work. It is. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. I will never tell anyone like it's a get rich quick overnight thing. But, 3 to 5 years from now, you could be a millionaire. So that's not me just like lying to you. That is like, if you put in the work, you could really build a successful business. So with that said, what we really like to encourage coaches to do is just to really go in for a year. And again, this kind of depends on what your goals are. If you're a discount coach, like this part isn't necessarily as important for you, because if you're a discount coach, likely you want to get a discount on the products and you're not as concerned about growing a business. But if you do want to grow a business, we really encourage people to give it a year. Think about like a storefront on Main Street. You wouldn't open for 3 months and then be like, oh shoot, it's not working. You would definitely try to give it some more time. And so what we have found is that it kind of takes a year to really get in your groove, to feel like you kind of see things ramping up. But with that said, everything's at your own pace. And so you can, like, life happens. If you need to like step off the gas a little bit and take care of your kids or whatever, you can. Like, there's freedom to do that. But if you want to grow faster and kind of get your income level up, you can always ramp it up whenever you want to. And so those are all things that we talk about in the Coach Basics course. But really, if you're looking to start, we need about an hour a day just to work the business. It's a power hour, we call it. And so we actually lay out a form, and I set up a Google form where you're going to go in there, and it's going to have all these tasks for you to do every day. Things like, go wish your Facebook friends happy birthday, not in a way that's like spammy or salesy. You don't mention Beachbody at all, but it's all about building a relationship with people. And it's all about being that person that they're going to trust, so that you're kind of top of mind when they think of someone who they might want to reach out for help. So wishing your friends on Facebook happy birthday. What else? Posting to Instagram and Facebook every day. Those, just being consistent in those things is super important. Getting your workout in every day. I think the biggest piece for me through all this is being a coach has really held me accountable to my own fitness journey, because I know that if I want to lead others, I need to be leading myself. And so we ask, when are you going to get your workout in every day? How's your nutrition been? Really checking in with each other on that. Other things in the power hour would be, in the beginning, it's like making a list. Who do you want to work with? If you could add coaches to your team, who would be your ideal person? And then we can just kind of just start to think about, what do those conversations look like? So it's really all about laying it out for you. It's about celebrating the behaviors that we know are going to make a difference, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. But you have to be consistent. The people who are consistent, succeed without a doubt. And it's just a matter of, do you want to, because if you want to, we have all the tools, everything laid out for you to do that. So if you were to join our team, in addition to being added to the new coach training, you would also be added to our team Facebook group. So that is a private Facebook group with me and all of my coaches and all of their coaches. So that's like the bigger group. That is, we have a little over 200 people in there now, I think. And so that's a really awesome place. There's new people starting all the time, where you can go ask questions, ask, hey, has this come up for you in your business? Someone's always going to be around to answer. And then you'll also be added to another private Facebook group, which is just for your my personally sponsored coaches. So for example, if you join under me, it would just be with me and my coaches. If you're going to join under someone else, let's say, because Kim's a coach in our team, let's say you're going to join under Kim. Kim has a separate Facebook group for her coaches. The idea is really to have this discipleship model where you have time one-on-one with your coach when you want it. And that we have specific avenues for you to really work in a way that feels right to you and feels like the right speed. One thing I'm setting up right now with my coaches is to say, okay, if you want to reach Diamond this year, which Diamond is one of our ranks, let's talk about how we're going to make that happen. Let's have some mastermind calls together where we can talk like this over Zoom and say, hey, what's going on? What challenges are you facing? And how can we really work through those to help you achieve and ultimately help more people? That's the goal. And that's why truly I love Beachbody. And I never knew just a lot about what goes on behind the scenes. But as I've grown and I've had the opportunity to talk to Beachbody corporate, it has been so impressive to me just to hear their heart behind why they do everything. I talked to Carl Deichler last fall. He's the CEO, and I had the chance to talk one-on-one with him. And not once in that phone call did he talk about making money. He talked about helping people. And yeah, the opportunity to make money is there. Who doesn't want to make money? But our team, and I think Beachbody as a whole, knows that the top priority needs to be, why are we doing this? We're doing this to help people get healthy, not so we can be skinny, not so we can look awesome, but because so we know that when we're healthy, we can really love the people around us even more because we have that confidence and energy and all of that. So that's something that's really special about Beachbody is just you won't hear them talking very much about the money opportunity. You kind of have to dig for those videos, and they're out there. You can definitely learn how, but they always lead with how can we help people. And that's truly where we're at. We want you to start to feel comfortable just sharing your story because your story is unique. It's not like anyone else's story. So one thing we really look at is, okay, what are some of the things that you do every day that you might think are totally normal, but that might be super encouraging to someone else? And really just authentically sharing your story on Instagram and on Facebook. I mean, we really only talk about Beachbody maybe twice a week. The rest of the time is really focused on encouraging people, adding value to their lives. So that's another huge piece of this. But all in all, we want to grow. We want to add new coaches because we know that each coach that joins our team allows us to reach people who we never would have been able to reach before. Even though I have a large social media following, that doesn't mean anything because we all have people in our immediate circles that we can help. So you don't need to have a large following. You don't need to have anything to start out. You just need to have a willing heart and a willing mind to put the work in. Nothing's handed to you. It's definitely, something that you have to work at, but it's honestly the most fun job I've ever had. I mean, the fact that I get paid to encourage people, the fact that I get paid to help people feel awesome. Like yesterday, I heard from my friend Catherine, who is probably going to join as a coach this weekend too. And she has lost 37 pounds. And that's in the last, 3-4 months since she had just people around her to help her do that. And it's just like, that's why we do what we do, because her life is completely changed now. And then the other piece of it is just the community. I think we want new coaches because we want that constant kind of excitement of bringing in fresh people who are going to, motivate us and remind us of our why. I think it's like anything in life. When you're like starting something new, you're so excited. And so you really want to keep that excitement flowing so that we can share expertise with new coaches and they can share their excitement with us. The community aspect really is my favorite part of it, just to see the women in our group building each other up, because I think it's so rare in our society, in our culture right now, to be people who are encouraging each other, to not be insecure and to really believe that there's plenty of people for all of us to help. It's not, the well is not going to run dry. So I'm going to take a little break. I think that I want to share a little bit more about the kind of different ranks, just at a kind of a super easy level to understand. But before I do that, I just want to open it up to any questions that you guys might have.
I guess you kind of answered one of mine, is just how you get your clients. I guess I have previously been in a network marketing company and felt like I did the hustle. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it fell flat. I mean, now I'm older and I've learned from it.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But there's no parties, which I actually enjoyed the parties, but
yeah,
that's how you got to know more people.
Right.
So I guess because I've had that experience, then it kind of hinders me in my questions of how in the heck does this really work?
Yes. Right. And it is, I mean, with so much going online, I think there really is a shift right now with network marketing. But the difference is that a lot of people tend to do it in a very spammy, kind of salesy sort of way. And that's really what we try to be careful of, because I think that a lot of people get turned off by that approach. And so really just our goal is, I think more than anything, to build trust. So if we can share what's going on in our life, like in a real way, sharing those emotions, sharing just the day-to-day struggles and kind of how do you put a positive spin on it? Because everyone wants to know that they're not alone, that it's okay to struggle. But then I think the difference that we can really bring is to say, yeah, it does suck, but like, let's look for the blessing in it, or let's look for the value in it. And I think that as you start to share your story in that way and people kind of look to you as that positive light, that they're attracted to it. And so I would say, as far as getting clients goes, probably the number one way is to share your story. And when I say that, to include the fact that you're a product of the products. I think that you have to be living the lifestyle. You have to be showing that you are getting results. So, Kim will probably attest to this. Like, the most powerful pictures are the before and afters, because people are like, I can relate to that. She can do it, I can do it. And not that you have to wear, because I think people are like, whoa, I don't want to be in a sports bra. I'm not comfortable with that. It's not that you have to be in any specific type of clothing, but just to show that you are making progress and that you are feeling better. And even if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, there's still other ways that you can show, hey, look, I'm getting stronger, I have more energy. But people want to know that it's working. And they want to know, what it's like, what solution can these products really give me that are really sincere, and that they're not just, we don't believe in posting like just like a picture of a Shakeology bottle or a bag or whatever. Like, everyone does that. So how can we instead share something about us? Like I always say, that more than anything, you're selling yourself more than a product. Like, it's all about, who are you to them? It doesn't matter what product you have. A lot of times, if you have to believe in it, absolutely. But people aren't going to purchase from you necessarily because of the product. They're going to purchase because they trust you. So that's really our goal, is to build that trust. And one way that we do that is every Monday and Thursday, we post together as a team. So it can be a little scary at first, posting about a new journey or that you're a coach. And so we really walk alongside you during, so twice a week, that's when we kind of post what we call lead generators, to say, hey, join me in this boot camp, or maybe talking about Shakeology. But we do that as a team at a specific time, so that we can then go and like give each other some support. Because how sad is it when you post something on Facebook and no one likes it? Like, you're like, oh, should I take that down? I don't know what to do about that. So just simply by having the support of people on your team liking your stuff, commenting, saying, hey, you look awesome, it really gives you that boost, and it allows people to kind of see and trust that it's something bigger than just you. That, hey, you're like in this tribe of people doing this, and it's a really cool and positive thing. But yeah, it does take a little time, to figure out how do you post on social media in an authentic way and finding your voice. But once you get the groove, and we talk a lot about how do you use hashtags and how do you use other things in social media to really grow. So that's all things that will teach you, so you can continue to grow a following and attract the right kind of people and the right kind of clients, if that makes sense. Any other questions that you have? Oh, okay. Sorry, Margaret. I'm seeing this. Margaret says, I'm currently an ambassador for Noonday Collective and love the product. I don't want people to get turned off by me selling too much stuff. Do you have any coaches who sell more than Beachbody? We do. We have some coaches selling a couple of different things. And I don't think I think at some point, and I'll just be honest, I think at some point, if you decide to take it all the way, at some point you do kind of have to decide what your priority is between the products, because I think, it's just tough to go hard with two different companies. But if it's more yeah, I sell that just sort of as a hobby, then I think that's totally fine. But you're right. It's you want to build that trust. You don't want people to think okay, she's selling something else. And I think it's just how you position yourself and how you spin it and how you share your story through it. And then you also said, I'm hoping to quit my current job and go back to school to be a PA. Oh, cool. And would love to do Beachbody. not just for the money, but because I really have grabbed onto the idea of helping and encouraging women. Oh, that's awesome. And I'm curious about realistic time commitments and how much is realistic to expect for income for someone who doesn't have a huge following. Yeah, those are great, great questions. You know, I'll tell you this. First, the power hour, definitely committing to that hour a day is huge. Like 5 or 6 times a week, I would say, is huge. And the goal is to kind of grow your following. But I think as far as income levels go, so let's just talk kind of really plainly about as you're starting off. Let's say you have goals. I always tell people if they want to make a certain amount, you kind of got to work backwards. So every product you sell, you'll get the 25% commission from it. So I'm gonna get my whiteboard out in a minute. Hold on, I gotta go. My nanny had just hide our markers because my son was like coloring everything. There. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to kind of explain the different ranks while we talk about this so that it makes a little bit more sense. So here, everyone starts out as a coach. Can you guys see this? Put that right here. Okay, so everyone starts out as a coach. So when you join, you are going to, you'll pay the enrollment fee, or I always suggest purchasing a challenge pack so that you can get that enrollment fee waived, which is a good deal for you. So you join as a coach, you start paying your $15.95 every month to remain a coach. Now, at that point, you can make 25% commission from every sale. So let's say, the 21-day fixed challenge pack costs $160. So you're going to make $40 from every challenge pack. So if you, let's say, had, 3, 4, 5 people, you can just kind of take that 40 and multiply it by how many people are buying that month, and that's what you can make. So if you wanted to make, say, $500 in that first month, it would be like 12-ish clients, 12 people that you're selling to. So that is kind of how I like to break it down, is just whatever your goal is as a coach without having anyone under you, you just kind of have to go by that 25%. But with that said, what's really cool is, let's say you have some people who start on Shakeology and they really enjoy it, so they stay on Shakeology. Month after month, that Shakeology commission is going to just keep growing because they're on it, and plus you're getting new clients who are on it. So that number kind of multiplies. So as a coach, you can make commission, 25% commission. Now, if you want to grow your business further, the first rank is Emerald. So for Emerald, for Emerald, it's going to be, we have what's called like different legs. So you're going to have one coach on your left leg and one coach on your right leg, and then your Emerald rank. So a lot of people will either, they'll have one person that joins, and then they'll maybe have like their husband sign up for that second spot so they can reach Emerald fairly quickly. And it's very advantageous to have your husband in this spot, which we'll cover in detail later. I don't want to give too much. But this is really your first opportunity to not only make money on your own commissions, but also to kind of start to make money by motivating your team. Now, you're not just going to make money by hiring people under you. Like, that's a pyramid scheme. That's not what we're about. You really have to, Beachbody really puts an emphasis on building your team and helping them to be successful. So let's say that you have some coaches here who then start to sell their own challenge packs. So they sold, let's just say this coach sold $600 worth of product, and this one sold $300. So when you're an Emerald coach, you have the ability to earn team cycle bonuses. And so that means that when this cycles, it has to be a 2-to-1 ratio. And if you lose me at all, just tell me to like re-say this, because it took me a little bit of time to understand this. So when your coaches join and one of them made 600, one of them made 300, those are going to cycle. And each time $200 cycles on this side and $100 cycles on that side, you're going to get what's called a team cycle bonus. As an Emerald coach, you make $14 every time your team cycles. So then we'd still have more left. So we'd cycle again, 100, and then we have one more. We still have $200 left, so it would cycle again. So just from that, you would make, what's 14 times 42? Is that right? No. So just from that, sorry. So this is what you would make just from your coaches then selling, if that makes sense. And that can go on and on. So that's just like a brief way to say how, as your rank grows, you're really going to be able to start to make a lot more money. So with that said, when you ask like how, what is the income, like we can't guarantee anything, but if you're working hard to recruit for your team, I mean, you can make whatever you want to. It's really just like how, in my mind, in Beachbody also the same thing. It really comes down to the 3 vital behaviors. So being a product of the product, and then the second one is personal development. Like, what are you doing to pour into yourself every day? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you reading good business books that are making you smarter? And then the last one is invite. And again, we do a lot of that through social media and growing and attracting people to us. And so that's kind of how it works. I'm going to quickly go into one more rank, and then I will stop talking ranks. So we went from Emerald was the first, or you join as a coach, then you hit Emerald, and then the next rank is Diamond. And so Diamond is really, in my mind, if you want to take your business seriously, it kind of needs to be that first big goal. So Diamond is when you have 4 coaches. So let's just say you have a coach here, coach. I'll put this up so you can see it. Okay, so as a Diamond coach, you're going to basically have 4 coaches on each leg, and then one of those coaches on each leg has to hit to Emerald. So one of these coaches has to then reach Emerald rank, meaning that they're going to have one coach on each of their legs. And what happens when you hit Diamond is that your team cycle bonus, so last time when I was showing that you made $14 every team cycle bonus, now as a Diamond coach, you're going to make $18 every time your team cycles. And in addition, you can make like 10% total on what your whole entire team makes. So Diamond is really important to me, not just because it's a rank that you want to hit, but because I truly believe that the more people you can kind of get excited and on your team, the more excited you're going to be, and again, the more people you're going to help. And so Diamond is like Beachbody. Once you hit Diamond, Beachbody gets pretty excited about that, because it's just an awesome way to kind of gauge like, wow, this person is really doing a lot to get business and to help people. And so I know that could feel a little overwhelming, like 8 people, who can I get to join my team? You'd be surprised. Like, you'd be really surprised who starts to come out of the woodwork when you share your story really authentically. And that's something that we do just take super seriously, is we want to attract the right kind of people onto our team. And for me, it's like, I want people who have the best hearts, who really just want to help people, because if you can bring me your heart, I can teach you the business. I can teach you how to grow it. but it's really just, you have to want to help people. So what questions do you have in regards to that? I know it's kind of tricky to think, like it's a lot of information. But as far as financially goes, I mean, it's really kind of up to you.
So how long did it take for you to get to that diamond level?
Yeah, I reached it, what was it? Gosh, I started in May. Maybe like 3 or 4 months or something like that.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that I was really, again, I didn't really know what I was doing. So it might have even been sooner than that. But when I talk to my Beachbody corporate people, they say like 60 to 90 days is totally doable to achieve diamond if you really want it, you know?
And that's working how many hours a day?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really think that if you can be smart with your time, people who are at diamond rank would probably say it's maybe 3 hours a day, that they're really working, you know, their business, because at that point you have a lot of coaches who are asking you questions. So it's you know, your time is spent with your coaches as well as your clients at that point. So that's where it gets a little bit like, oh, it might take some more time, because you have to sort of give that time to not only your clients but your coaches.
Okay. What about your day now? Like how much are you putting in currently?
Yeah, right now I have I would say on Beachbody I probably spend like 5 hours a day. And you know, that's a mix of I do my power hour still, but then I'm checking in with my coaches and checking with my clients. And I mean, I think about that and I'm like, gosh, like it sounds like a lot of time, but people work 40 hours a week and, you know, they don't make what I make. So it's kind of like, to me, it's like, wow, I can't believe that. I mean, I still work hard. Maybe it's more than that by the time that I'm checking my emails at night or after the kids go to bed or whatever. But I think the thing is, it doesn't feel like work. Like it just feels like
Encouragement.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, it's just fun. Like I love it. So yeah, it's kind of still like a dream. Like, and I think that's truly, so I always tell people my number one strength is includer. Like strategic, if you've taken the Strengths Finder strategic.
Yeah, no, that's mine too.
Really? That's awesome. So I think that really drives me, because I want other people to experience what I'm experiencing. Like I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to know that, hey, I know that, I'll admit I had a blog. I had maybe a leg up on people who don't have a following, but gosh, I know what I did to do that. Like I can teach you how to do that. You know, I'm nothing special. I can teach what I know, and I can use my networks to help you guys out and all of that. So I just get excited about the opportunity when I think of, gosh, to work 5 hours a day, you know, is pretty awesome. So yeah. So what are your other strengths? I'm curious.
You know, it's been a while since I've done Buckingham, but I just remember mostly includer. I'd have to go back and find my stuff. But I always say I'm an includer, because now my kids are, like, when it goes to inviting to birthday parties, they want to invite everybody. Oh yes, because I'm an includer. There. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Any other questions, Margaret? Hope I answered your questions okay. Feel free to comment with something else if you have anything else. But yeah, like I think that we're just I'm excited to meet everyone where they're at. Like I said, there's room for anyone on our team. Like if you want to take it and grow it to 6 figures, awesome. If you want to be a discount, awesome. Like I love you just the same. And I want everyone to feel like they're really using the skills, you know, that God's given them, and just really maximizing those things and not being held back. I think fear holds us back from a lot of things. And so just going for it and knowing that you'll have a tribe of women who are really excited to help you do just that. So, okay, well, I will just let you go unless you have any other questions, but I will be following up. I saw you sent your resume or your application through, so that's awesome. I'll get in touch with you. And if you have any other questions that pop up, we will just be in touch. So, okay, thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.